never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Fine.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Today here on the channel, I want to talk about the Royal Rumble from last night. If you have not seen it yet, I apologize early for the spoilers. I do admittedly normally try to wait until Monday or Tuesday to talk about a premium live event to give people that don't watch it live an extra day or two to watch it. But I'm actually very anxious and very excited to talk about the Royal Rumble, so that's why I'm not waiting until tomorrow or Tuesday, because I got both Rumbles wrong as far as my predictions. And even though I do like being right, when it comes to wrestling, I enjoy being wrong because predictability is boring and it's not good. And I got both wrong, so it wasn't as predictable as I thought it was going to be. But if you have seen the Royal Rumble, please feel free to go ahead and leave me your thoughts and comments. And while you're in the comments section, make sure you like the video, give the video a thumbs up, and share the video on all social media platforms. We opened the night with the Women's Royal Rumble like they do just about every year ever since they started having the Women's Royal Rumble. We had a few surprises. Naomi, who used to be Naomi in the WWE, and then she went by her real first name, Trinity, while she was in TNA, is now back in the WWE. She made her return last night. Supposedly, she has signed a long-term contract with them, and she is back full-time, but she entered at number 2 and actually lasted until the very, very end. We also got to see Jordynne Grace, who actually recently won the TNA Knockouts champion from Naomi right before Naomi left to go back to WWE. So Jordynne Grace, the TNA Knockout champion, was in it, and she lasted for quite a while as well. And I'm proud of Triple H because he allowed the commentary team to talk really good and talk up Jordynne Grace and TNA, and I enjoy seeing that. Me personally, I wish that WWE and TNA and AEW would all work together. I think it would benefit all three companies. We also got to see Jade Cargill. Speaking of AEW, Jade Cargill used to be in AEW. She left last year. She's been in WWE. We've seen her in the crowd. We've seen her backstage. She's talked. We've seen her work out, but she actually made her in-ring WWE debut at the Royal Rumble. But it came down to Liv Morgan, Bayley, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, and Bianca Belair as the final 5. Liv Morgan was the very last one in the Women's Rumble at number 30. Bayley wins it by last eliminating Liv Morgan. Now, looking at the women's division, Charlotte Flair is out hurt. Isla Dawn is out hurt. Dakota Kai is out hurt. And Raquel Rodriguez is out hurt. So, some of the women we got to see last night, either from TNA or from NXT, we probably wouldn't have seen if Charlotte, Isla Dawn, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Rodriguez were all available. Now, they have announced that Raquel is out hurt, and they've announced that Dakota is out hurt, and that's why you keep seeing Damage Control wrestle, except for Dakota Kai, and they've announced that Charlotte is out hurt. They have not said Isla Dawn is out hurt, and maybe it's some small, simple injury, but she came out on stage last night when her tag team partner Alba Fire was entering the Rumble, and all Michael Cole said was that Isla Dawn is not participating tonight. But I don't know why you would participate in a match where you can go to WrestleMania unless you're battling some kind of injury. But I predicted Becky Lynch would win only because they had that promo on Raw a couple of weeks ago between Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, where Becky told Rhea, "I think you're better than me." When I saw that promo, I thought, well, WrestleMania is going to be Becky and Rhea. So I thought, well, Becky wins the Rumble. Now, WrestleMania could still be Becky and Rhea. It'll just be set up in a different way than Becky Lynch winning the Rumble. I do think Bayley will go after Io Sky's title, and this will be the beginning of either the end of Damage Control or the beginning of the end for Bayley in Damage Control. And then we had Roman Reigns defeating Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight in that fatal 4-way to retain the WWE Universal Undisputed Championship. The match went about like I thought it would go in a fatal 4-way. There's no rules, so you know you're begging for Heyman or Uso or Solo, at least one, if not all three, to be involved, because even if the ref sees it, hey, it's a fatal 4-way, there are no rules, and that's what happened. So Roman Reigns retains. And then we saw Logan Paul, by disqualification, defeat Kevin Owens to retain the United States Championship. I enjoyed the way they done that, because too many times you see guys use weapons and either the referee catches them or they toss the weapon to the side and the referee sees it, or the ref counts to 3 and then after he counts to 3 another ref comes out and says, no, he cheated, let's start over. But Logan Paul tried to use brass knuckles. Kevin Owens took them from Logan Paul, and he hit Logan with the brass knuckles. The ref got down to count. He counted to 2, and as he was going down for 3, he saw the brass knuckles on Kevin's hand. Kevin gets disqualified, and Logan wins. And then we had the men's Royal Rumble match, and we saw Sami Zayn return after a few months hiatus. He was entrant number 30, and the rumor was right, Andrade is back in the WWE. He was, I believe, entrant number 4, if I'm not mistaken. But it came down to the final 5 of Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, and Gunther. And Cody wins by last eliminating CM Punk. And with Cody Rhodes winning, he has now won back-to-back Royal Rumbles. That has not been done since 97 and 98 when Stone Cold won it in back-to-back years. And I got that match wrong as well, because I thought Gunther was going to win the Royal Rumble for the men. So I thought Becky would win the women's and Gunther would win the men's. I got them both wrong. I think that's good because that makes it not predictable. It looked like Cody was challenging Roman without him coming out and saying it. So I guess we'll find out on Raw tomorrow night where they're now going to go with Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble. There was a rumor that Sean Waltman was going to be in the Rumble, but thank God that rumor was not true. Omos was actually in the Rumble. He has not been seen on TV in quite a few months. He was in it. I guess he was in it for, 5 minutes maybe. Pat McAfee was in the men's Royal Rumble. He lasted 38 seconds. And Michael Cole said that's good because he lasted 1 minute and 24 seconds. So he still has the longest running time ever for a commentator since Pat McAfee went out in 38 seconds. And of course, Corey Graves said, you only have that record because they won't let me be in it because they're scared that I will win it. Corey Graves comes up with some funny lines. He said something last night about Dominic Mysterio's boots, and you could hear Michael Cole and Pat McAfee trying their best not to laugh, but it was hysterical. And that's the good thing about live commentary, is that if somebody says something off the cuff that you don't expect, if you laugh, you can't hide it. It's not like a movie where you go back and redo it. No, you laughed, God and everybody heard it. And it was funny. Corey Graves does say some funny stuff. I forget exactly what he said about Dominic's boots, but it was absolutely hysterical. So any thoughts on it again, please feel free to let me know. We had 70 days last night until WrestleMania. So, of course, now it's 69 days. So it is right around the corner. And I know I said I was surprised they only had 4 matches. I thought they would add 1 for the pre-show, but they didn't. It was only an hour of talking. But I'm glad they didn't add 1 to the main card because the men's Rumble lasted about 1 hour and 10 minutes. The women's Rumble lasted about 1 hour and 5 minutes. So just those 2 matches were 2 hours and 15 minutes. You throw in Roman's match and Logan's match, and that's right at 3 hours. And then, of course, you've got ring introductions, and then they got to talk about each feud. And then, of course, when the show comes on, they've got to sign on, talk about the night. The Women's Rumble didn't start till almost 8:15 Eastern Time. And then, of course, you had the commercials throughout the show. So with all that factored in to the 4 matches, it didn't go off until almost 11:55 Eastern Time last night. So if they'd have had a 5th match on the main card, it would have been on until about 12:30 Eastern Time on the East Coast. Homes for Our Troops is a publicly funded 501c nonprofit organization that builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. Since the 2004 inception, nearly 90 cents of every dollar spent has gone directly to our program services for veterans. Visit at hfotusa.org. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. I just walked out of my dermatologist's office because of poor service. It's okay. No skin off my back. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.